Hello everyone, welcome to another video on my YouTube channel today and I hope you all are doing very well. So guys, this is going to be a first of a kind video on our YouTube channel today because today I have picked four stocks for the month of August in 2022 which are performing well, and also I will be telling you the analysis behind the stock prices. Now guys, let me tell you that this is in no way a financial advice for you. I am not telling you to invest or trade in those stocks. If you are deciding to invest or trade in those stocks, then you should be doing your own analysis too. You should not be depending on another person's analysis. You should have your own strategy and analysis methods too. Now, with this advice, let me get into a video now. Our first stock is going to be Reliance Industries, and our second stock is going to be HDFC Bank, and our third stock is going to be Voltas Limited. Our fourth and final stock is going to be Bharati Airtel Limited. Now, these are the stocks which I have picked for the month of August in 2022. These are my personal favorites now. I had done some analysis, some fundamentals and technical analysis, and I had come to a conclusion that okay, these stocks can be good for trading. Also, now let me go to the trading view chart and show you the analysis behind it, guys. Now, first, let us look at the analysis of Reliance Industries. Now we are in a weekly chart of Reliance Industries Limited here. All right. You can see if any start. Now let me, sorry for that. You can go to a daily chart now because this is what we are going to be doing. If you're an intraday trader, then you will be needing a daily chart. You should be doing a top to down analysis, which means you should be starting your analysis at a higher time frame and then you should be coming down to a lower time frame. This is known as top to down analysis. All right. Now look at the open and close prices here. All right, look at the open and close prices. Today, Reliance Industries opened at 2,572 and it went to a high of 2,607 and eventually it came down to a low of 2,561 and Reliance Industries price today closed at 2,584, 12 points above the opening price of Reliance. Now, what does this picture mean? What does this depict is that sellers are trying to take control, but eventually at the end of the day, the buyers had managed to push the price here. I'm not saying that buyers have taken control. I'm just saying that the buyers have managed to push the price above the closing and above the opening price of Reliance today. All right. Now, if you look at the longer term picture, look at my cursor here, which means when the price of Reliance had reached 2,500 and 2,855, sorry, when the price of Reliance had reached 2,855, it had a massive push down, a downtrend till 2,370, and eventually when the price reached 2,370, the Reliance had rose to again till 2,810. Now this area, what happened is that now if you look at this area here, you can notice that we are in the area where the price had got a massive push up previously. This is known as a support zone. Which means what is a support zone is the area where buyers have taken control of the market, which means areas where buying pressures are high or are known to be high. Look at this. When the price of Reliance reached 2,380, what happened is that the buyers had thought that okay, this is a decent price for me to buy. So hence the buyers had taken control of the market and they had eventually gave a massive push up. And similarly, when the price of Reliance reached 2,810, the sellers had started to take in control of the market and eventually the sellers had given Reliance a massive push down. Now, if you notice this, we currently are in an area where, the price had given a massive push up previously, which means when the Reliance price reached the same area in 4th July 2022, what happened is that the buyers have filled massive orders here. Here in this consolidation area, there are some massive orders, and eventually the price of Reliance gave a gap up here. The price of Reliance had a gap up till 2532 and it retraced it again till 2400, 400, and the buyers had started to take control again. Now, what does this all depict is that in simple terms, the buyers had filled their order here. Many of them started to take profit at 2,538. So what happened is that they had a small term retracement, and eventually, when the price of Reliance reached 2,400, the buyers have started to take control again after this retracement, and they have started to push the price higher. Now, if you notice it, we currently you can tell that we are in an uptrend, but You must also notice that when the price of Reliance has started to come down here, the price started to come down here, the price of Reliance had a retracement here, and then it had a fall again. So we currently are in an area of retracement, which means the sellers have started to take control here. This is a resistance zone here. We currently are in a resistance zone. The sellers have started to take control here. So what happened is that we currently are in an area where you can expect the price of Reliance to come down again. But this may not always be the case. But if you look at the candle, you can also notice that the candle has given us a nice big rejection here. So what happened here is that we had a nice wick rejection in the daily chart in the resistance zone. Specifically, instead of just getting a wick rejection, you can also notice that we have wick rejection at a point of confluence. Now, what is the confluence area? Either a support or resistance zone where all the factors align towards each other. Now, if you go to a 3 hours chart, okay, if you go to a 3 hours chart here, you can see that we have two big rejections right here. We have first green candle wick rejection, another green candle wick rejection with the doji candle, which means that it is specifically, it may signal as a shift in downtrend, shift towards downtrend. And we have even have a red candle here, which means you can clearly see that the sellers are trying to take control of the market here again. You can see that the sellers pressure is here is high, hence the buyers had started to take control in this second last, this last green candle, but the sellers had taken control. The sellers had given us the pressure, and eventually the buyers were forced to move out of the market now, and the sellers have started to take control now. You can expect prices to go in two ways, either up or down. Now, this is normally the case, but I will tell you some more detailed analysis. In the 3 hour chart, if the buyers are desiring to take control, you can expect the price of Reliance to come down till here. This is not a downtrend, this is a retracement. If the price comes down in between 2532 and 2498, then you can expect the buyers to take control here. Eventually, you can see a slight push up and a retracement, and you can expect to target this level of price, which is 2575 or 2570 for that case, because this area will have turned into resistance area by then. You should not be targeting a longer term picture or a longer term target. You should be targeting a smaller area of resistance, because in the higher time frames the resistance zone tend to be far more powerful, because this is the area of resistance here. Why? If you look at this area was a massive resistance here, and the price of, if the buyers start to push this price up again, then you can be seeing that you may even expect the price to turn into a full term downtrend from 2570 possibly. Or if the buyers are to take control in another way, you should expect the price of Reliance in the daily chart to break and close above this resistance zone. You can expect the price of Reliance to, you know, give a give us a break above and break and close above the resistance zone. And what will be happening is that the price of Reliance will be having some kind of a retracement till here, till uh, till here, and you can expect to target this area, previous resistance area, which is 2702. Now, because you are in a daily chart, you may take some weeks or sometimes even month for you to achieve that target. By that time, Reliance even may be swinging into highers and higher highs and higher lows, or lower highs and lower lows, but eventually it will have to reach the target. So if you're an intraday trader or a professional trader, you can move to a 3 hour chart if you are willing to take some time for your trade to be completed. Now, what will be happening is that you can either wait for a break and close above, a retracement, and then a price higher, which is exactly here how we have marked. Or if the sellers are going to take control immediately, if the sellers are going to take control immediately here from this particular resistance zone, you can expect the price of Reliance to come down till here, break and close above this. Where is it? Yeah, you can expect the price should be closing below this previous resistance area. So what will be happening is that when the price of Reliance starts to come down and close below this, oops, the mouse is here. When the price of Reliance starts to come down and close below this, you can be expecting the price of Reliance to have a small retracement here and move down till 2443. Now this is my Reliance analysis. Now in a second stock, we are going to be analyzing, which is our second stock, HDFC Bank. Now HDFC Bank, our first stock, we analyzed as both as an intraday trader and a swing trader. Now in HDFC Bank, we are going to be looking at the swing trading analysis, which means trading trades which take more than a day to complete. So first of all, if you are a swing trader, then I will be advising you to start to look from the weekly chart. You should come from a top-down analysis, which means you should start from the higher time frame, and then for your entries, you should be choosing the lower time frame. If you are doing a top-down analysis, all right. Now this is the weekly chart of HDFC Bank. You can clearly see that the price has started to create lower lows. Eventually, when the price has started to create some kind of lower lows, which means this is in a downtrend in the weekly chart. The price came from a dramatic 2000, I mean 1729 till 1291, and eventually now it is a 1430. Now this is on a lower lows. This has been creating lower lows, but you must also be noticing that the price failed to create another lower low here in the weekly chart. Forget the wick rejections. Forget the wick rejections. Wick can go below the support zone, but the body should not be closing below the support zone. So you specifically can either think of this as a small term support zone because you never clearly know, because we currently are in a kind of a consolidation zone here in the weekly support line. All right, we currently are in a kind of a weekly support zone and some kind of a consolidation. Now, if you go to the daily chart here, in the daily chart, you can see that the price still didn't close below this wick rejection. Sorry for that wick rejection, and the price came down below it. It gave a push below the support zone, weekly support zone. And this, this is known as market manipulation. What do I mean is that they think that there are many sellers who are here that when the price of candle closes below this support zone, they will take an entry for sell trade, and eventually what will happen is that the price will be starting to go up. So it started to go up here. It took support once again here, and now the prices at a resistance zone. It crossed above. I mean, it crossed above the resistance zone. Look at it. The price had crossed above this previous resistance zone here, which means this price is currently in a daily uptrend. So you can expect the price to go up. It gave a break and close above. Yes, the price is broken and closed above. Did it give some kind of a retracement? This red candle? Yes. But what happens next is that if you find some kind of a confirmation like a green engulfing candle, then you can expect the price is still in an uptrend and eventually you can take your trades. I'm not telling you to take a trade, I'm just telling you how I do it. If you can take your trade here, if it forms some kind of a engulfing candle pattern or some kind of other confirmation, and you can expect to target this price right here, 1465. You are going to take some profit of 35 points once again here. So this is going to be the case. Or if the price has decided or the sellers have decided to take control, then you must be waiting for a break and close below this resistance zone. This will be a support and resistance. If that happens, then you must be waiting for the close below this, and eventually some kind of some kind of a small retracement, and you can target this to 1375. So these are the only two ways which HDFC Bank Limited can currently go, according to my analysis. And our third stock, it is going to be Voltas Limited. Also, for before going to Voltas, let me tell you that HDFC Bank here, it has some fundamental analysis. It means that checking this fundamental analysis, apart from technical analysis, you can do fundamental analysis, which means checking the company's income reports, debit to equity ratios, etc. I am doing some kind of a fundamental analysis here. This is the 10-year X-ray of HDFC Bank, and and the signal here is very good. The HDFC Bank has been rated as very good. So what happens is that you can see that the income has been consistently increasing. For in 2013 March it was 16,000, and in 2016 it was 29,000, and March 2022 it is currently at 77,000, which means this is a good sign. Which means the yearly income is increasing, and also you must be looking at the debt to equity ratio. Everything is nearly all of these are in green here, which means fundamentally HDFC Bank is a good. Also, HDFC Bank has a it's a well reputed bank and has some kind of some kind of what can I say, a reputation among the banking sector. And also look at this, the net interest income has been increasing and decreasing. It is kind of fluctuating in between increasing and it's decreasing. But only the net interest income cannot be the only case for you to get into a trade. So fundamentally, when HDFC is good, I will be I will be preferring to take a trade if this all my technical analysis and fundamental analysis come together. Then that will give me far more confidence, better confidence than just technical analysis. Now, technical analysis works, even fundamental analysis works. But when you combine both of them, you can get a higher chance of winning trades. And our third stock is going to be Voltas now. All right. This is the Volta stock right here. You can see that in the daily chart, Voltas had a dramatic push down from 1300 to 937. Now this is like a dramatic push down. All right. Why? Because of this earnings revenue, they had a surprise negative earnings. Reported was 226. And you can see this earning report here. So it had some due to some fundamental reasons, the price of Voltas had been pushed down dramatically. And what happened here is that Voltas had taken support right here. And eventually it's in some kind of a very big consolidation for a long period of time now. So what happens is that when if Voltas were to continue on a downtrend, you can expect Voltas should be waiting, I mean break and close below this line, with not line, this is, sorry, support turn resistance. And what will happen is that you will be waiting for some kind of a confirmation and then you can go for a short here. Or if you are it's in a buyer buying, what will I say? If it's in a bullish trend, you must be waiting for some kind of a break and close above this line. You can see that this not line, sorry, this is not a line, this is known as a resistance zone. Now, what happened is that the price had went above this resistance zone, and what happened is that the sellers have started to immediately take control. So, this is why what will be happening is that you must wait for the candle to be completely over. What do we mean by over is that you must wait for the candle to close, which means that immediately when the price starts to go above this resistance zone, you cannot take a buy trade because there are severe chances that sellers can take control immediately after the price goes above a resistance zone. Now, this is known as I said, market manipulation. Sellers need buy orders for them to get filled. So, what happened is that they had some buy orders here. So, the market was pushed above and eventually the price came down again till the consolidation zone. So what I would do is that I will wait for a break and close above this resistance line and some kind of a small retracement, and then I possibly will be targeting this 1098 or 1143. I will split my targets into two: 1098, 60% take profit and 40% take profit at 1137. Because if you choose two targets, then you can make sure that either if the first target is reached, you will be in a 60% profit. And if you are going to, if the second target is not reached, then you will be in a not in a loss, but in some kind of a negative of only 40%. So I eventually will be having that 20% profit at least. Instead of closing whole 100, waiting for all the target to reach till 1136, which is my second target. And the last and final stock is going to be Bharati Airtel Limited. Fundamentally, you can see that 5G spectrum auction has started in India, which means that the contenders are Bharati Airtel, Vodafone, and Jio. Now, forget Vodafone. Vodafone is in a defensive position in the auction now. The two main players are Bharati Airtel and Jio. Now, if you look at this fundamentally here, let me go down till here for you. You can read this line here. Bharti Airtel and Jio have significantly enhanced their capacity with 26 gigahertz and 3300 megahertz band, while Jio has added 10 megahertz of 700 megahertz band for coverage expansion. The amount spent by both Bharti and Jio is higher than expected. Now, Bharti Airtel has spent 43,100 crores here, and Jio has spent 88,100 crores here. Now, this is a large gap in the investment from both Bharti Airtel and Jio. If you compare them both, this has some, you can expect that Jio can, win this contract. Not contract, I'm sorry, it's not a contract. You can expect that Jio may perform better rather than Bharti. But you must also say that, you must also think that Bharti hasn't forgotten about the Airtel hasn't forgotten about the improving technology fluctuations, which means that we are moving from an era of 4G to 5G era. So what happens is that Bharati didn't decide to stay in 4G. It has also decided to step its foot in the 5G sector and has invested 43,000 crores, nearly $4 billion. So now, considering this, you can expect Bharati Airtel fundamentally somewhat okay. Bharati Airtel, I would say not good, but I would term it as average. So why average? Or sometimes, why average? Because Bharati Airtel is already a major player, and when Bharati Airtel is a major player, you must be it has stepped its foot in the fifth 5G. So what will happen is that some Bharati Airtel will be. I personally think that Bharti Airtel will be, providing services in some kind of a profit in 5G. If Jio comes, Jio will be, providing services in lower prices. But Bharti Airtel will not be completely wiped out. That is my point of analysis. So I will be waiting for, Bharti Airtel is in some kind of consolidation zone right here. So Bharti Airtel is also in a support zone, and Bharti Airtel had taken support and it's in some kind of major consolidation. So many huge orders are getting filled in here. Now, two ways of Bharti Airtel can go, as I said, are if it's still going to continue on a downtrend, then you must be waiting for a break and push below and some kind of a retracement till here, some kind of a small retracement, and you can target this line, which is 607 rupees. Or if the price of Bharti Airtel were to increase, so you must be waiting for a break and close above and some kind of a small retracement here, and you must be targeting, I will be targeting 727. Why? Because this is a resistance line. 722. Sorry, 722. This is a resistance line. Now I'm going to the 3-hour chart here. In the smaller term chart, you can see that the blue color is the. Wait, all right. This moving average is about to cross over, which means that this blue color is the 50 period moving average and yellow color is the 100 period moving average. So when the 50 period moving average is about to cross the 100 period moving average, you can significantly expect a medium term uptrend if it crosses. Now, this may not always be the case. Now, what I will be doing is that even though the moving average crosses over, I will be expecting to, I will be expecting Bharti Airtel to break and close above the resistance zone. And I will need some kind of a confirmation, either like an engulfing candle or some kind of small retracement and confirmation. Then I will be targeting this line, 729. Now, these are my analysis, guys. I hope you like this video. And if you like our video, please do subscribe our channel and like our video. Thank you for this, and please do stay with us. We will be updating videos regularly.